Okay, let's go on a journey. Picture this, it's 12th century Korea, and we're in a small coastal village called Chupo. You can smell the sea, you can smell the wood smoke from the kilns, because this entire village, its whole life, revolves around one thing, making the most exquisite celadon pottery. We're talking about pottery with a glaze so perfect, so jade green, that emperors would fight for it. This is a story about that art, and about a young boy who was completely captivated by it.
And this piece of wisdom, it's really the heart of our story. It comes from the relationship between our main character, an orphan boy named Tree Ear, and his guardian, the one-legged crane man. They literally live under a bridge. Their life is tough, no question about it, but it's also filled with this incredible kind of learning, not from books, but from watching, from listening, and from just plain surviving.
So for Tree Ear, life is pretty much a day-to-day search for food, picking through the village rubbish heaps. But even in the middle of all that struggle, his eyes are always drawn to one place, the workshop of the village's master potter, a man named Min. And Min is a genius, an absolute master, but he's also got the worst temper in the village.
And if you want to understand their world, this one little detail tells you everything. The well-fed villagers, they greet each other with, "Have you eaten well today?" But Tree Ear and Crane Man, they have their own private joke. They say, "Have you hungered well today?" It's this small, sad, but powerful twist that shows you just how they survive by turning their hardship into a bond.
You know, whenever he can, Tree Ear sneaks off and hides, just so he can watch Min work. And what he sees is, well, it's like a miracle. He sees this lump of clay just magically rise up, take shape, and become a perfect vase. But the thing that really blows his mind, he'll watch Min finish a piece, inspect it, find some tiny, invisible flaw that no one else could ever see, and then just smash, destroy it without a second thought. Perfection, for this man, is everything.
So for a while, Tree Ear is just an outsider looking in, a secret admirer of the potter's work. But that is all about to change. A single moment of curiosity, a clumsy mistake, and suddenly his life is on a completely new path. It's the path he's always dreamed of, but, well, it's not going to start the way he imagined.
So one day, Min isn't there, and Tree Ear gets a little too brave. He creeps inside to get a closer look. He picks up this beautiful, intricate box, and then he drops it. It shatters. Min storms in, furious, screaming thief. But here's the thing. Instead of running, Tree Ear stands his ground and makes an offer. He'll work for 9 days to pay for the broken box.
So, does he get to learn pottery? Nope. This is not the apprenticeship he was hoping for. Min's first command is simple and just brutal. Wood. Fill the cart. So Tree Ear spends his days hiking into the mountains, chopping wood till his hands are raw, and then he has to haul this impossibly heavy cart all the way back down. All by himself.
After the 9 days are up, Tree Ear actually begs to stay on. He offers to keep working, but for no pay at all. Min agrees. And the work? It just keeps getting harder. Now, his job is to dig clay from the riverbank. It is heavy, it's wet, it's exhausting work that leaves him covered in mud and just about ready to give up. And the physical toll is just immense. While he's cutting wood, this massive blister forms on his hand. And of course, it bursts, leaving this raw, open wound. It gets infected. And every single day, it's the same agonizing cycle. The wound scabs over a little at night, and then the very next morning, the work tears it right back open. Pain is just a part of his life now. But right in the middle of all this pain and hard labor, something amazing happens. A small act of kindness. See, now that he works for Min, he gets 1 meal a day. But every day, he only eats half. He saves the other half for Crane Man. And then he notices something odd. When he goes to get his bowl at the end of the day, it's full again. He realizes Min's wife has seen his sacrifice, and she's been secretly refilling his bowl every single day.
So life settles into this new routine of backbreaking work and the secret kindness. And then news arrives that sends a jolt of electricity through the entire village. A royal emissary is coming. He's coming to Chelpo to commission pottery for the royal palace. Now, for a potter like Min, this is the big one. It's not just about money, it's about legacy. Suddenly, the stakes are unbelievably high.
As the village is buzzing with this news, Tree Ear sees something. He's spying on a rival potter, a man named Kang, and he sees him working on this revolutionary new technique. It's called inlay. People did it with wood or metal, but no one had ever really done it with pottery. He's literally carving designs into the clay and filling them with different colored slips. It's a huge gamble.
And the result? Oh, it's absolutely stunning. When the emissary arrives, Kang unveils his work, and it's like nothing anyone has ever seen. Vases and bowls just covered in these beautiful inlaid chrysanthemums. The different clays have fired to brilliant whites and deep blacks, all of it popping against that classic green glaze. It is bold, it is new, it is a total game changer.
And then you have Men's display. It could not be more different. He has way fewer pieces, but every single one is a quiet masterpiece of pure form. There are no flashy tricks here, just flawless shape, perfect balance, and that incredible glaze. It's not shouting for attention, it's just perfect.
Now, the emissary, he's obviously wowed by Kang's new thing, but when he sees Men's work, he recognizes something deeper, true mastery. He picks up this one melon-shaped jug and basically says, I know your work, I recognize this quality. And for Men, and for Trier who's watching, it's this huge surge of hope.
So fired up by this praise and knowing what he's up against, Min just explodes into a frenzy of work. He decides he has to master this new inlay technique himself. The plan is to combine Kang's innovation with his own unparalleled skill to create something so perfect the emissary will have no choice.
So Min creates 5 identical inlaid vases, pouring every ounce of his being into them. He then personally oversees the firing at the communal kiln, which is this incredibly nerve-wracking process. I mean, one tiny change in temperature can ruin everything. His entire legacy is riding on this single firing. The tension is just, you could cut it with a knife.
And the result is total devastation. A tiny flaw in the firing process, maybe a bit of ash got in, and it has ruined every single piece. That beautiful green glaze is stained with this ugly, muddy brown color. And Men, in a fit of absolute rage and grief, he just smashes all 5 vases into a pile of shards.
The emissary comes back. He tells Min he has to give the commission to Kang. The new technique is too important. But then he says something else. He basically begs Min. He says, please make another piece. Find a way to get it to me in the capital city, Songdo, and I promise I will look at it. It's a lifeline.
But mine is a proud, stubborn man. He's crushed. He says he's too old. He can't make that journey. He refuses. And just like that, all hope seems to be gone. But in this moment of total defeat, Tree-Ear, the boy who cuts the wood, the boy who digs the clay, he steps forward and he makes an offer that is going to change absolutely everything.
He goes to Min's wife and says, I will do it. I will take the pottery to the capital. And she, moved by his incredible courage, agrees to convince her husband. But she has 2 conditions.
Okay, so the first condition is practical. Be safe, come back quickly. But the second one just stops Tree-Ear cold. She looks at him and says, from now on, you will call me Ajima. Ajima? It's like saying auntie. It's a name you use for family. And in that one moment, this orphan boy who's never had a family is finally given a home.
Let's be real, the journey ahead is terrifying. Tree-Ear has never even left his village, and the capital city, Songdo, it might as well be on the moon. But Crane Man gives him the most important advice he'll ever get. He says, don't think about Songdo, that's too big. Just tell yourself you're walking to the next village. That's it, one day, one village at a time.
And so, with 2 of Min's precious vases carefully packed on his back, a boy who used to live under a bridge sets out on this impossible quest. He's not just carrying fragile pottery, he's carrying the life's work, the reputation, and the last fading hope of a great master. And you have to wonder, is the heart of one small boy strong enough to carry such a heavy, fragile dream?